Okay, update on liquid limo. Forgive my appearance, I've been sweating my fanny off all day, and yeah, it's hot out here. In fact, it's so hot, I put up a tent. You can see, I put this tent up. Anyway, this is part of my backyard. This is the part of the backyard that I have decided is going to be dedicated to liquid limo. You can see the new gates here. Alright, so this right here, this is my front yard, and I got all this stuff dug out here. And this is my house right here, but I don't have a, anyway, so you pull the bow right up through here, and I've already checked for plumbing and all that kind of stuff. I'm good, but anyway, it comes up here. I got an all new gate and everything for liquid limo. The gate, for what it's worth, is 2 7-footers. They're laid in concrete. That dealio there, that 6x6 laid in concrete. I'm having somebody do this. This is my buddy J.A., or Alan as he's known in my church. And he's busting his tail. He did something like this on the other side so that the landscapers could come through and come in and out and that kind of stuff. It'd make it real easy on all of us. And I put my boat in there one day, and then it was in the way. So I said, okay, we need one on this side, and then it became the area for liquid limo. Anyway, it's 2 7-foot gates. They open outwards, which is weird and unusual, but that's works really well. This area over here just hasn't had the fence filled in yet because, you know, these haven't been hung right yet or anything. But anyway, so I set up a tent because it was so hot out here. I don't know what I look like. I'm probably pretty hot looking. And I don't mean good hot, I mean hot like temperature. It's freaking about 106 degrees out here today. So I put the tent up and I've been working on liquid limo, and it's been nice underneath the shade. Not a bad workspace. I played around with these deflector fins quite a bit more than they were. And you can see I got those suckers pretty straight. This bow, you see it's got a little bit of a curve to it, but it's no big deal because there's going to be a channel that comes out and covers that. But anyway, that's all straightened out. This deflector straightened out. They look pretty symmetrical. Pretty happy with that. Let's see, what else have I done? This is today's work now. Here is, I did some more on this side. I got an issue with this one over here. It's kind of curving, but I don't know. I can't really get nitpicky. I can always play around with that later on. This bow is pretty straight. Bow eye is gone, which is great. I like that look better. I don't want anybody tempted to lift from that point anymore. And anyway, the big deal today, I got those straightened out. I spent some time on that, and then there was a bend or a ding in this pedestal right here, and I got it out as far as the line goes. Sorry, I'm blowing sand gnats away from me right now because the sun's starting to go down. Anyway, there's still a ding here. It's like a dent pushed in. But now the deck goes over all this. You won't be able to see it. I just needed to straighten out this line. And I did. And I don't think I can easily get that out. So that's going to be one of those things down deep inside of liquid limo that nobody else knows about but you and me. Alright, so moving on back here. Worked on this out here in the afternoon when it had cooled off some. And I got the whole back end off. Okay, so remember last time I told you, I said that it was in its most torn down spot, and that we had hit a milestone of adding 2, and I did. It's been added 2, and now I'm still taking stuff off. so anyway, that's how she is. I took there was not a stringer here. There was a stringer here. It was bent. That is gone now. There was another stringer here. I couldn't decide whether or not that was bent. And once I took the motor pod off, which used to sit right here, it was all up in here. I guess the back end of it was about here. And it connected, the very front of it connected to that stringer right there, and then another stringer and another stringer. Both of those are gone. Anyway, once I removed the motor pod, and there was no weight whatsoever on that stringer, and I looked down the end of the stringer and it was still slightly bent, which meant that, yep, it did have a bend in it. And given the fact that those stringers are pretty affordable, because I'm buying them used from some guy in Michigan, if I'm gonna have some stringers sent up here, I might as well have one more. It's only like 30 bucks or something, 50 bucks. Anyway, so I get another stringer. So it's gonna have a stringer there. It's gonna have a stringer here, and I may end up moving that stringer 1.5 inches to the aft, right here. Because the stringer that used to be here, this is where the board ended. And that's because this point right here is 24 inches from the center of this hole. So there's not going to be a board that ends there anymore because there's going to be new stern. So I may put a new hole there. And then this one was not being used. I will use that one. And then I'll put two more here. One on the end, one on the end. And that will make this structure, instead of hanging on two stringers, it will be hanging on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stringers, and we'll have moved back I think a full 24 inches. I'll have to do a little bit of calculation on that to find out exactly. But anyway, so let me climb up on my picnic table here. This is my cool tongue and groove picnic table that I spent a bazillion dollars on like 2 years ago, and it looks just like a cheap one. All right, so there you go. There's Liquid Limo. All our stringers are off the back. Just got a tent over the front where I was working. There's my pool pump and all that kind of stuff over there. I got some extra firewood and a dude building my fence. And I told him he could move that tent if he needed shade to work, because it is that hot. There is the motor pod. Let me show you this. Here is the motor pod. I got the two stringers back here. I put them back behind the shed. They're slightly bent, if you remember, so I'm going to recycle them, but I'm not going, this is sort of my recycle pile back here. I'm not going to recycle them until I've got the new stringers installed, because I may need measurements off of those, you know, for the holes and such. That's typically not the way you do it. Typically you measure the pontoon, but you never know. So I'm just going to hold on to those until the new deck is on. So, and forgive me for being out of breath. I mean, I've been busting hump all day. So this is the motor pod. This motor pod's in excellent shape. It's a little bit gnarly looking. It's just, you know, like a typical aluminum surface corrosion, no big deal. A little bit of muriatic acid will take that right off and make it all shiny again, like I showed you in the like I showed you 2 videos ago when we did that, the one side of that pontoon, the one side of that log. Anyway, so this is the motor pod. This will be used. It will be used, but it is moving aft. New stringers, new everything. She is staying 8 feet. Believe it or not, I doubted that again today. I woke up and went, man, I need to move this out to 10 feet. So I keep being absolutely positive that I'm going to move it to 10, and then I'm absolutely positive that I'm going to leave it at 8, and then I'm absolutely positive, and yada yada. Listen, if I order these stringers and they come in, they're going to be just like this, which means 8 foot, and I'll have put money in at 8 foot, and that's where she's going to stay. Which she needs to stay there. She really does, for towing, for towability. If she lived on the water, I'd put her at 10 feet, but she lives on a trailer here in my yard, so and I want to be able to take her everywhere. I'm an hour and a half from the Florida line, and I am 10 minutes from South Carolina line, and we've got Savannah River about 2.5 miles from here, and we've got all of Beaufort, which is you know, less than an hour to put the boat in, and of course we got Springs in Florida and all that kind of stuff. And I would love to be able to just take her down anywhere I want to go. So that's the plan. We're gonna leave her at 8 foot, nice and clean. She's getting there. She's getting there. All right, Liquid Limo. Today is, well, today's Friday. It is July 8th or 9th. It's July 9th. it's July 9th. Anyway, it's Friday. If I got the date wrong, that may be true, but it is Friday. So it is Friday now, and about 5:45 in the evening, and I am going to go in and get a shower and take my wife out for a drink, which would be great. So, liquid limo, baby. Y'all, see you later. Bye.